My name's Luke here with Hamilton RV. I'll be doing a demo of the 8335 SB front kitchen Rockwood signature travel trailer. Starting here, wheel bearings on this unit should be repacked every 2 years or 10,000 miles, whatever comes first. This little rail right here that you see, this is for a table or a grill to hook onto. And the gas hookup for that is actually right here. That's what this is. That was a quick connect for the gas on that stuff. Steps on this unit, I'm going to show you on this back. So when these go up, these actually have a strut, so they take the weight right off. They'll actually sit here for you, which makes this nice. And then this flips up, put them all the way up, and then once they're up on these, you want to flip this lever and let them feet down. Reason for that is you don't want these to stick out because they'll actually stab the screen door and damage the door. So make sure we do that. And I always put the lend a hand across the door, kind of helps hold the door shut. This here is for manual crank on your slide room. That's going to work on the back slide out, the bedroom slide on the opposite side. You should have one up front for the other slide room as well. This is going to be for your stabilizing jacks. Extend, retract. That is just for stability. Them are not meant to level with. When you level this, you use your wheels to get your side-to-side leveling by laying blocking down on whatever side is low, backing onto that blocking to get your side-to-side level. Once that's achieved, you use your tongue jack to get your front-to-back level, and once that's all set, then you put these down just to stabilize your camper from rocking and shaking. This here's your sprayer, outside sprayer. There's a blue curly hose in this front compartment on the door side here. You clip into this, it's got a shower sprayer on it, you get cold and hot water there. Should get on your roof 3 times a season to inspect anything that comes through that roof. You got what's called dicor up around all the plumbing vents, anything that comes through that. Over time, that sealant's going to get hard from the sun baking it, and as this travels, it's rocking and flexing. So eventually, it's going to crack, and when that happens, just clean it with an all-purpose cleaner, let it dry good, and then reapply that dicor product back over top of it. It'll self-level and fill them holes and voids it. Also, this is pre-wired for a backup camera. The backup cameras, they're an observation camera. So actually, with this trailer, you guys have the receiver off the back here for a bike rack. The nice thing with that camera is it allows you to keep an eye on that stuff while you travel down the road. And the other cool thing with it is it has audio on it, so when you're backing in your campsite, somebody can talk to you through that camera and guide you into your site. Slide out, you got a rubber bulb seal and a sweep seal here. I do recommend a spray on conditioner for it. So a clean conditioner, put a UV protection on them seals to protect them from sun damage. Also recommend the slide out cover, and basically the slide covers go on the roof of the slide out. Stops all the debris from falling on the roof, the leaves, the sticks, the nuts, that kind of stuff. Once they're attached and you go to roll this in, it actually rolls that garbage off the roof, so you don't have to get up there and sweep it off. Because otherwise, anytime you go to close this up, you need to get up there and sweep that roof off every time, so that them sticks and stuff don't go through and tear these seals up. Because if they tear, then they're no longer sealed when it's closed. So that's something I like to recommend. You guys actually have 2 slide covers on here that you would need. This has got a single rail on it underneath here. That square tube you see over there in the center, I would recommend a dry lube on that 3 times a season as well. 50 amp cord, and you'll have a 50 to 30 adapter on here as well that comes with the convenience kit. 10-foot sewer hose and a 30 amp to 110 adapter that comes with it as well. And actually, I'm going to grab the adapter and sewer hose right now. I'm thinking of it so I don't forget. Ten-foot sewer hose. And then I'll have to go get a 50 to 30 adapter. You guys will get that as well. So you got 10-foot sewer hose, a 30 amp to 110 adapter as well. And then you'll get the 30 amp to 50 amp adapter that comes with the convenience. And then in here, the bag is for the power cord. That's what's normally in there. You got a crank handle for your manual crank for your slides. those, as I was explaining, that'll hook on that rail on the other side. This is going to be the manual crank for your slide rooms, a skinny shape, straight shank. This other one's going to be for a spare tire. Drop your spare tire down. Alright, so when you get to the dump station, you always want to dump the black tank first, which is actually, I didn't even dump it yet. Let me empty that right now. So that one sticking down there, that's your black tank. You got a gray tank here and another gray tank up here. I'm pretty sure that one back there, that's going to be, I believe, for the washer dryer setup. This is going to be your gray tank for your bathroom, and then the other one down there is going to be your black tank. That's for your toilet. So when you first dump, you always want to dump the black tank first. And I always recommend when you hook your sewer hose up, you put a clear fitting on your sewer hose. That'll be the first thing you do at the dump station. Get this up so I can explain this to you, and then I'll open it back up. So you got the top center right there, that one, it's a tank flush valve. The bottom left is going to be city water, and then the right side is going to be your winterize. So the top center one is your black tank flush. So what you're going to do with it, you pull up to the dump station, you got your sewer hose clear fitting on, you're going to pull the black tank, let it empty. Once that's empty, you're going to take the garden hose that's at the dump station you normally use to rinse your sewer hose out, and you're going to plug it into the tank flush valve. And with that tank empty, you'll turn on the water, and that's got a sprayer inside the black tank that just sprays and rinses that black tank out. Once that tank has clean water coming through it, that's why you want the clear fitting, then you'll shut the water off, and you'll pull the gray valves afterwards to kind of help rinse your sewer hose out. And you guys get this too. This is your 50 amp to 30 amp adapter that comes with the convenience kit. It's inside the compartment there. So then, yeah, after that, you'll just pull the gray valves and rinses everything out. City water connection, the bottom left port here that you see that's got the cap off of here. This is, if they offer water on site, you're going to run through that city water connection. And I always recommend a water pressure regulator on there. It's going to regulate the water pressure that comes through that line so it doesn't exceed the 50 pounds of water pressure your camper's rated for. This here is just an outside shower. You got roughly 4 feet of hose here, as you can see. Just trying to put this up so I can make this easier to see here. My key, sorry. So anyhow, with that shut, tank flushes here, city water, and then this is going to be for winterizing. When we go inside, I'm actually going to show you. You got one valve on your water pump. You're going to take a chunk of garden hose and put it from here into a gallon of antifreeze. You're going to flip 2 valves on the back of the water heater, and you got 1 on the water pump. You're going to turn them 3 valves and turn on your water pump. And that's actually going to suck antifreeze through the system, through that jug. Okay, right out of the jug into the system. And that's how you get antifreeze through everything. And your unit does have a 50 amp power supply, and I got an adapter on here, so I'm stepped down to 30. But I always recommend extra power cord. You can't go wrong being able to plug them in. Every camper at every campsite's laid out differently, so it's just something I like to recommend. The other thing I like to recommend is an RV surge protector. Every one of these campers they got a ton of electronic stuff in them anymore, so surge protection is definitely something I'd recommend. It's going to protect your camper from any kind of a power surge, and there's different models to choose from. We'll kind of go over some of that once we get to the inside. Out here, water heater, pressure relief valve. This will relieve the pressure from the system so that it's safe to pull the drain plug out. This here's your drain plug. It's called an anode rod. When you get down to that little wire in the center, this whole outside is going to disappear. It's going to pit up. It's going to look bad, but that's what they're supposed to do. That's collecting the bacteria in the water so it don't eat your tank. Goes in here and tightens up. 1 1/16 socket fits that. That's what tightens that up. You got an on-off switch out here as well. You got an on-off switch inside. They both have to be on in order for that to work on electric. As far as turning on gas, you're just flipping the switch inside. I'll show you where them are when we get in there. Obviously, make sure the tank's full of water before you turn it on. It's not good to run them dry. You'll burn stuff up, sorry. Dang it.
How you doing?
I'm good. So, up here you got a light. Docking light you can turn on and off. You have another gray tank up here. This is going to be your galley tank drain right there. That's for the kitchen sink. And this slide out has 2 rails on it. And that's labeled right there. Into them more. I think there's that black little round black cap I think comes off of them as well, and you can manually crank that, the one on the right. Allows you to crank that up and down. You got one 12-volt battery that comes in the convenience kit. If you're going to do any kind of rustic camping, I would definitely recommend switching to 2 6-volt batteries. They're going to last us way longer than a regular 12-volt. And this has an inverter on the other side, so when you are not on the grid, you can still run your refrigerator like between plugging it in at home into the campsite. You can keep it plugged in. It'll keep it cold. That battery should stay charged. This does have a battery disconnect switch, which is actually right there, and that'll turn. This turns and it'll be out. That means your battery's off. Turn it in all the way, it'll be on. Because you got phantom things inside that'll draw that battery dead if you don't disconnect the battery. So it's definitely a wise decision between camping trips to shut the battery off if you're not plugged in, to keep your battery topped off. 2 30-pound propane cylinders, the regulator right here on the front. This will switch from tank to tank. You see a little arrow on this side. All right, these will auto switch, and all that means is if this tank and this tank are both open, it's going to draw from whatever tank this is pointing at first. So this tank will empty. Once it's completely empty, then it just automatically starts pulling gas from the other side. Downfall of that is you don't know when you're running out of gas, so I always recommend closing one tank and run one tank at a time. Light switch shows your battery conditioning right here. Up, down. And I think these ones you can actually auto retract. There's a way. You got to read the tag on the side, but I think that does a lot more than I'm explaining. This cap will come out. You can manually crank this jack up and down. I think with the same crank handle you use for your spare tire. Another switch here is going to be for your front stabilizing jacks, and then you got lights on the front for hitching up, docking lights. Inverter switch power is right here, on and off, and that's actually your power inverters right there. So if that's on, you'll be able to use your battery to run your refrigerator during travel. Hitch parts in here. And that blue curly hose, you can see it way up there. That's the blue curly hose that goes in that back shower for sprayer port. Furnace vent here that does blow hot air out when it's running, so just keep that in mind. Ice maker valve. This is to drain the valve on the ice maker. Pull this up, it drains that out. That's really all that's for winterizing. Freshwater fill is here. The drain for that is actually right there. White gate valve. You pull that lever right there, that'll drain your freshwater tank. That's for this tank right here. You're going to use that tank if you rustic camp somewhere. Coax and power hookups there for TV mount. Griddle and the rack that goes with it's all inside this front compartment. Got outside radio speakers up there as well. That's what them are. The awning, top right hand corner, that rubber cap will come out. Get the camera up there. Top rubber cap will come out. That allows you to manually crank that awning in if you ever have an issue with your awning going in and out. And there's that other hole for your other slide room manual crank right behind the door. Working our way inside. Fuse panel right there. Breakers, fuses are all in that box. This is wired for solar. So basically, if you go to this website right here, www.wiredforsolar.com, you can actually order the solar kits for this unit. This is pre-wired for a 30 amp solar kit, and then you just cut out the dotted lines around here, and you'll be able to screw your solar monitor right in there, plug the wiring in, go on the roof and just plug it in and anchor the solar panel down, and you'll be all set. You can go on to this app. You download the LCI One Control app onto your phone, and it'll allow you to run your awning, slides, and lights off your phone. And there's your passwords and all that stuff for it. It's right there on the monitor panel. Freshwater tank. You push that, shows the level. Battery right now we're plugged in, so your power converter is putting a trickle charge to your battery. It's going to show we're charging. Because battery's low, very good in charging. Tanks register empty to full. Slide switches in and out, awning in and out, and then this is just lights. And this does have the tire pressure monitor system that comes with it. Don't know a lot about it. I know they set it up to the camper so that it's set up. You put it on your dash, so it'll tell you when your tires are getting low and overheated and all that good stuff. So we're actually going to go to the back first. Fire extinguishers are here next to the door. Thermostats are here in the hallway. So basically, you got system up top. Push the system. It's going to show you heats off, cool, system cool, and then back to heat. And if I change the zones, this don't have the second zone because you don't have a second AC in here, but I believe this was pre-wired for 2 air conditioners. That's why this is a 50 amp unit. But in order to turn the system on, you'd hit mode. Oh, wait a minute. Cool, mode, and it changes it from high, low, auto, for cooling, fan settings, and then back off. And if you go to the heat, it shows gas or electric, but you only have gas heat, and then your temperature control is up and down there. Now your bathroom, you see I got this little tool and these screws here. That's because them screws go in this hinge right here. This cabinet door is a false cabinet. This is where all your stuff is for winterization. So right now, this is actually set up so that it's in the use mode. And I got it kind of doodled on the paper out there. It's a little bit different. It looks a little different than this, but it's similar, same concept. And these actually have a diagram right here that shows you your valves on the back. So if this valve is pointing with the water heater, then we're open to the water heater. If it's going with the line like that top one there, now it's open to this bypass. And so that's actually a bypassed water heater. Cold water can't go into the water heater. It goes through the loop and then goes through the rest of the system. To use it, you turn them towards the water heater, and now that's in the use mode. That's in summer setup. So the cold water comes in, it goes into the water heater, fills the water heater, comes out up here and goes through the system hot. And then down here you got one valve and a clear or a white line. I believe these have. There's a valve. I can see it right back there. You'll turn that valve up. There's one valve in there anyhow. You'll turn that valve so that it's up, or the opposite direction of what it is now, and that's going to open up that water pump so it sucks on that fitting on the outside. Once you get it to do that, make sure you empty your water filter canister that's right here before you start pumping antifreeze, because any water that's in there you're going to dilute the antifreeze with. I always recommend dumping that, just like your water heater. Every time you're done camping, you're going to want to empty that, because if you don't keep that empty, if that water sits in there too long, it gets stagnant, it'll start to smell, you'll have stinky water in your camper. Actually, a lot of people end up bypassing them water filters and getting rid of them and using the inline, because they're a lot easier. When you take your hose off, then you know you're done. It's easier to get to. But you do have this one. And again, I would just recommend dumping the water out, and I'll make sure them screws get back in that door there just so it holds it shut. But that's what that's for. And this is your water filter wrench. This goes in a canister to help you break that water filter loose. And obviously, make sure you depressurize the water system before you try pulling that filter out. Because if you don't, you ain't gonna get it. It's like rock hard. So up at the ceiling in here, we have. Let me get this camera to follow me. This big power fan, and these ones actually have a vent on the outside, which is a cover, so they're nice. You pull this down, and then this will turn. And then you can kind of see the vent out there if you look. It opens up anyhow. So now with that open, I can turn this fan on. You get 1, 2, 3, all the way on 4, and then your off switch. And these things move a lot of air when you get them going. And then push it back down to shut. So that one has a vent cover. This one here and the one in the kitchen area, I believe it is, do not have covers. So I would recommend 2 vent covers with it, or this is actually pre-wired back here for a second air conditioner if you want to go that route. Vent covers, you're probably, and I would do Smoke Max air covers. You have, like I said, the 2 covers on here, and I would do smoke on both of them because everything on your roof is dark. It just matches everything then. You're looking, they're a little over $100 installed, I think, parts, labor, everything, a piece. Sheets out there, it kind of breaks it down so you can kind of see what they are, but definitely something I recommend. Them allow airflow in your camper. They're kind of like a roof vent in a house. You got roof vents in the attic of your house to vent the heat and moisture out. This does the same thing for your RV. So if you open up your vent and leave them open even when you're not in here, you're getting ventilation through your camper. It's actually better for your camper to ventilate and breathe than it is to leave it stuffy and hot in here. So otherwise, the bed lifts up. You got storage underneath it. Gotta come back there. Oh shoot! Past the TV. This will lift up. You can open that. Shows you your antenna booster right here. This will boost the reception of the over-the-air television. If that's not on, you ain't getting over-the-air television. Okay. Speaking of, I didn't see the TV. Power button for the radios here. Speakers 1, 2, and 3. 3 is outside, 2 is the bedroom, 1 is out here, I believe. This has got the Z3 controls, which you're going to want to read a book because that does a lot more than I can tell you. You can like lock the channel on surround sound inside and still listen to the radio outside or something. It does some weird stuff like that, so you're going to want to read the book on that. But this is a DVD player, CD player, all that stuff. So fireplace, you got the controls for this are actually down here in the glass. It's on high right now. You got different colors. Brightness, timer, or temp. And all that stuff's registering right there. I don't know if you can see it. Fridge is a residential refrigerator with an ice maker. You gotta have 110 power for that to work, or it'll run off the inverter. So this is actually the lock for that. We're gonna put that in. It goes in down here between all 3 of them. There's a spot to thread this in back here. Oops, not too far. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. That just stops these doors from being able to open during travel. This is a knife block. That's what you see, them little slits in there. That's where knives to hang down in. This lid flips up. Now you can access the stove top, sparker for the burners and the oven. Just click it. Oven controls are here. Put it to the little pilot flame, push this in, hold it. With that held, you're going to spark it once it's lit on the bottom right hand corner of the oven. I always try to look at the reflection in the door. To me, it just makes that easier. I can see in the glass. And then you don't have to lay down underneath and look at it. The first light is for the knobs. Push it down the other way, it turns the oven light on. But once you get the oven lit, you gotta hold this for a second, get that thermocouple hot let off. It should stay lit, then you can adjust your temp. Um, Trash cans under here. And you got stuff in here too. You got water filter for the, all your stuff is in here. All the goodies, water filter for the bathroom. And that down there's your carbon monoxide LP detector. So, now that I kind of went over all that, you get a bag with whatever paperwork comes in the unit. The TV remote's there. Let's see what. Open this up quick. Another set of keys on this bag. There's a TV remote in the bag here for that. Bolts there. I'll get the batteries in, make sure it scans and everything's good. I didn't do that. But again, you got another set of keys on this bag here. Well, one key does all. This is that TSP tire monitor system. Like I said, he set this up so there's a stand there for it to go on your dash, and it does whatever. It's a tire pressure monitor system. This sheet here is for you guys. It's a cheat sheet we give you just so that you have our phone number up top first off. Any questions, concerns, or if you're interested in anything I explained as I went on a camper, please give me a call back at that number. Again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV. Number is 989-752-6262. Tire torque, tire pressure. This is just where everything's located so you guys know. Okay. This here is kind of that diagram I was explaining back there. 2 gallons RV antifreeze of winterize if you bypass everything correctly. This here's a 10% off parts card I give everybody. You get 10% off your parts purchase. Just present this to them. Parts will give you 10% off whatever you purchase. So, and again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV. The day I did your demo is 5/6. This is just a quick price list, and I'm here to tell you prices have changed. They keep fluctuating due to COVID, so everything keeps going up and down. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, just give me a call and I can give you an accurate price on what this stuff's going to cost to have it installed if you're interested. Slide covers, again, you guys got one large, one small. And I want to say the big one's like $700 installed, and the small one you're probably looking at like $550 guessing. I mean, if that's something you guys are interested in, sometimes you can roll that stuff into your finance. So, I mean, depending on your finance situation, if you didn't want to just pay for it. So, again, that's something you can call and we can talk about if you're interested in it. Max Air covers, definitely recommend the Max Air 1. Just a smoke one is what I would do. They're $106 a piece installed. Surge protection, this is a hardware setup. You guys got a 50 amp service on this, so it's more expensive install, but I definitely would recommend that with the monitor, because the monitor is actually what tells you what's going on with the power, so it's definitely something I'd highly recommend. I mean, you would be surprised as to how many things in here have little tiny electronic control boards and circuit boards that run them, so it's something I'd really recommend. At the very least, a plug-and-play setup. Tongue jack, bike rack, I mean, you can do any of that. Last couple things we offer is a paint and fabric protection. Paint and fab, basically, inside any vinyl, leather, fabric, or carpet gets treated, it gives you a 5-year warranty from any kind of rips, tears, stains, or burns. So if you got pets that's going with you, little kids, whatever the case may be, it's definitely a good idea to have some kind of coverage, because it'll actually replace, say somebody sat down, had something in their pocket, and poked a hole in the couch. Well, they'd replace that couch for you. If that happened, it's covered under that warranty, which is kind of nice. The other cool thing, somebody spills something, stains it, whatever. I mean, again, they replace it. On the outside, any paint fade, basically any sun damage on the outside, your awning gets a treatment as well, and they both are warranted for a 5-year warranty inside and out. So if you got any kind of paint or sun damage on the outside, it's covered under that warranty. Along with your awning. Awning is protected from any kind of sun damage. Makes washing way easier. You take a camper that was treated now and a camper that wasn't treated 5 years later, put them together, and you're going to be like, well, that one was the one that was treated, and that one was the one that wasn't. And that's exactly it. They're noticeably different. So it's definitely something I like to recommend. Generally, rolled into finance, you're looking at between 15 and 20 bucks a month more. And then the last thing we talk about is our extended service. The extended service, Rockwood comes with a 1 year manufacturer warranty. So for 1 year, anything breaks, they'll fix it. Or just about anything. I mean, we're, after that 1 year's up, you're on your own. So, and it covers all the major mechanical parts in the furnace, the fridge, air conditioning, water heater, water pump, LP system, water lines, fittings, tanks, slide motors, mechanisms, parts in the suspension, parts in the hubs. I believe the TV's covered under that. Pretty much all the expensive things to fix. The mechanics of your camper. It's a mechanical warranty, basically. It covers the mechanical stuff. Definitely well worth the money. Generally rolled into finance, you're $30 to $35 a month more if you roll that into finance. There's two things I do like about it though. One, it's prorated, so in 3 years you decide you don't want the warranty, you can cash it out and get your money back, whatever you had remaining on your warranty. The other cool thing is it covers a mobile service. So if you're more than 50 miles from us here at Hamilton's, you can have a mobile guy come out and service your camper. So if you go to a seasonal site and don't want to move it, that's what's cool about it. You can actually call that guy up, he'll come out and service your camper right on site. You pay a deductible, for him to come out and do his thing, or, for your warranty, and then everybody's happy. So it's definitely something I like to recommend. Again, that's $30 to $35 a month if you add that into your finance. If you're interested in any of this stuff I just explained, again, give me a call back at 989-752-6262. I'll make sure it's taken care of before you guys pick up. Again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV, and congratulations on your purchase, guys, and have a wonderful day.